After creating your account on the DHOW CSD platform, the next thing that you need to do is place your bid. In the next about 8 minutes, we shall look at the screens or the process that you have to go through to place a successful bid. Once you log into your account, this is the first page that you see, or the first screen, which shows a summary of your holding, a summary of your portfolio. And a portfolio in this summary will be divided into two. You'll have the portfolio itself, that is the number of instruments, the number of securities that you are holding. It will combine both the treasury bills and treasury bonds. Then you will have a valuation of that portfolio, which will be the monetary value of all the instruments that you are holding. Then at the bottom right corner, you have the button, the blue button written buy stroke sell. That is the button that you're supposed to click. Once that you click that button, this next screen will show up, which shows a summary of securities that are under auction, a summary of instruments or treasury bonds and bills that are still in auction. Remember, before you log into the account, for purposes of bidding, you already have in mind the instrument. You already have in mind the specific bond or bill that you want to purchase. Therefore, in that list that has been given, it will have a mix of bonds, bills, and you have the reference numbers. In this case of our screen today, we have the first one is the reopened infrastructure bond 1 of 2023 6.5, followed by the second reopened infrastructure bond, that is IFB 1 2023 17. So you know which bond or the bill that you want to purchase. So what you do now is click create bid, which is the button that is against the name of the instrument that you want to bid. At this point, it's important we note what a bid is. A bid is your expression of interest to purchase. Is an expression of interest to purchase. Therefore, that expression has to await an acceptance from the other party who is the borrower, that is the government. Once you have expressed your interest to purchase, it is upon the side of the central bank to accept or reject. And there are many reasons behind acceptance and rejection of your bid. But whatever happens, once it is rejected or accepted, a notification will be sent to your email account that you provided when you are creating that account. So it's important to ensure that if you have a change of account, make sure you program that change in your account. So the moment you click create bid for the particular instrument that you want to express your interest or purchase, then this other window shall show up, or this screen will show up. And from that point, the other screens you'll be scrolling up. You'll be scrolling up to show up the fields that you're supposed to fill. You are now filling the details. So in this screen, what you will see, you have two important items. One is highlighted or a checked button of competitive, and the button below it is non-competitive. You have to understand those two words. Competitive bidding will be used only by individuals or institutions that are buying bonds or instruments that are of an amount that is above 2 million. If you know you want to purchase a bond of 50,000, 100,000 or any amount below 2 million, you are supposed to bid non-competitive. That is a mistake that is done by many people. But you go for competitive bidding if you are buying an instrument for an amount that is over 2 million shillings. 2 million and above. Any amount below that, you have to go for non-competitive bidding. And what those two mean is that at the end of the day, non-competitive bidders, the coupon rate or the rate of interest will be based on market, based on the average rate of the competitive bidders. The competitive bidders are those persons that are bidding for huge amounts. They are enjoying the economy of scale. They can bargain for a specific interest rate of return. So all those interest rate of returns that will have been requested by the competitive bidders, the evaluation committee that determines the acceptance or rejection takes an average of those competitive bidders' rates, and that average is what will be applied to the non-competitive bidders. So that one understood. If you choose the following screen, which depends on whether you have chosen competitive and non-competitive, the only difference is that the screen for competitive bidders will show the value or the amount that you would wish to invest, and also another field where you'll be required to key in the interest rate that you would want to be paid. For non-competitive bidders, the yield field, the field where you are programming the rate, the interest rate or the yield rate that you would want to be paid, that one will be missing, because non-competitive bidders, you are only supposed to show the face value, the amount that you want to invest. Then once you have done that, you scroll up and this screen shows up, or these other fields will show up. One of the most important items that you need to consider is that once you are applying or you are bidding via your own CSD account in the platform, you do not need a broker. It's optional. Leave that field. But very important, because of the prudential regulations, you remember if you are banking over $1 million or you are withdrawing over $1 million, you are supposed to explain the source of your funds or where you want to take that money. It's essence of protecting the laws against money laundering and terrorism. So for that reason, you are required to specify the source of your funds. And that field will have three choices. Either you are reinvesting funds from a maturing treasury bill or treasury bonds. The other one will be other sources, then salary. Other sources will carry issues like business sources and the like. If not a maturing instrument or salary, that would be under others. So if you are going to choose other, the next field will be mandatory for you. You will have now to give a specific source of that fund you have categorized as others. Then before that, there is that field where the source of funds, whether it is local or it's offshore. If it is funds that are generated within the country, that is local. Anywhere else, that is offshore. So for the local is the one that will give you those maturing and what have you. So once you are done with those fields, all of them, then you'll scroll up again and these other fields will show up, which is the final field or the final part that you are required to fill. And this one you are required to check. You click and it highlights that you have accepted the legal terms for the issue. And the next one, you accept the fund terms. Once you have done those two, the button that is labeled create bid will light up, and click it to place the bid. Once you have done that, you have successfully placed your bid. You will have successfully placed your bid. So what you need to do next is you keep an eye to your email account. The central bank will relay a notification of acceptance, the action taken, whether accepted or rejected. Remember, there could be cases of oversubscription and all that, but expect a notification in the email account that you just provided. Once you have been, a notification confirms that your bid has been accepted, make sure you pay for that bid before the due date. Make sure you pay for the bid before the due date. If you are paying through RTGS within the country, bank transfer within the country, that may take a few hours. So, but it's important. A successful payment is one that has hit and recognized by central bank on or before the due date. So if you are using a method there on the due date and maybe it delays, that one will be a failed payment. And the consequence, once you have received a notification for a successful bid and you fail to pay for that bid in time, on time, you will be due for booking as a defaulter. Remember, your bid to have been selected as successful, there is a possibility that other people were locked out, and your failure to pay, you'll have led to a shortfall in the amount that the government was looking forward to borrow. So creating another shortage in financing by the government. And for that reason, you get suspended from participating in future auctions. So if you want to be participating in future investments in treasury bills and bonds directly in the primary market, make sure you are there to that. And that one is expressly provided for in the bond prospectus. That instrument specifically provides that if you fail to pay for accepted bids, you are likely going to be suspended from future investments. Thank you for watching the video. In the next one, we'll be looking at how to successfully pay for that bid. But as a bonus, once you receive the notification for a successful bid, take note of two figures or two values that will be sent to you. One is the reference number of that accepted bid, and the other one is the bid or the bond number and the account number. Those details, you require them when you are filling in your form for transfer of funds from your settlement account or when you are paying for those bids. Thank you for watching.